for the money, we strangle it. Hate me, fry me, bake me, try me, all the above, cause you can't get in. I know I'm not permanent. I know but I just make you shake it, go cook, fuck your haters, take it, pass it
Isn't that fun? Fall Matsuri comes to a close. That was a good damn event. The track from yesterday was very interesting. Had a couple turns that maybe do some stuff I've never really had to do before, using the handbrake a little bit more. And then today was just a fun track. The entry, I didn't like the entry. I never like hairpin entries because I'm never super consistent in them. But it was still a very fun tandem track. And yeah, everything ran perfectly. We got a bunch of really good tandems starting to get closer and closer to people. Tandem with other, people other than Dalton. And get better and better. Comp was really cool. The new coolant temp gauge worked pretty well. And just, confirmed what I was already seeing on the OEM coolant temp, is that never really get, maybe go up to 240 sometimes, but I mean, it never gets super, super hot, which is good. I don't have to worry about that. Oil, still the same oil being too hot bullshit, of course. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal anymore, because by the time it gets that hot, I really need to stop drifting so I can cool the tires down, or else they're just going to delaminate. So not a huge deal. It does seem like they're cooling a little bit, not the tires, the oil's cooling a little bit quicker. Maybe it just hasn't been as hot as some of the other events. I don't know. Maybe my little fan I put on is working good. The Mustang did great. The steering pump did not go out, so we may be good with that and not have to, constantly replace them or switch to an E-Pass. So that's fantastic. Although we had a problem with the bump stops not being far enough out, and on the right side at full lock, it was actually the rim was hitting the sway bar end links, and it actually popped it out. And so he had to, push that back in and increase the bump stop to give him less angle so it wouldn't end up binding or hitting or whatever. And then we had another problem, and I think it's related to the tune. At the beginning of Saturday, it was like running, and then once you got back to the pits and you like stopped, once it would idle down, it would go do 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 do, and then go into limp mode. And then you couldn't rev or anything. You had to turn it off and turn it back on, and it was good again. Just like some weird like tune type stuff. And I think it has to do with the oxygen sensor not being like deleted or anything. But you're supposed to be able to put the little things on it that like to where it can still thread in to the cat area, but it's not actually in the stream, so it's not detecting shit and messing with your crap. And yeah, it needs that because it's running all kinds of funky. But he was able to run it the entire 2 days pretty much. But all that happened at the beginning of Saturday, and we thought that the car was going to be done, and he just kind of wasted, a whole weekend and all of his money to come. But no, it ran fine, and he found someone to tandem with that's at his level. The dude I bought my seat from, that'll be the next video, is me putting a seat in the car. Surprise. But he's got a BMW with an LS, and he's learning to drift, and they both care about their cars, and so he's got a buddy to drift with now, and that's great. But I mean, everything went great. No dents or anything. You got the typical hitting cones and putting rubber on the side of the car, but besides that, nothing super terrible, So yeah, next things we're doing is a seat, because I've been needing a seat. Along with that, we'll probably do the steering wheel, because you got to kind of do that together. Unless I put rails on the seat, and then I won't have to do the steering wheel, but I'm gonna look at everything and see. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I'll just have to find out. But besides that, I don't think there's really anything I plan on doing to the car besides those couple of things. So yeah, we're just gonna do the typical prep for EYB, and so yeah, watch out for that video and catch us at EYB.